Do you know? I feel like this video has stopped recording.
I will see. Check. Oh my god.
Hi, welcome to the Sundaybrooke experience. Please do not forget to subscribe and also click the notification bell to be at alert anytime I post a new video. Thank you. So hi guys, welcome back to Sundaybrooke experience. I'm
Guys.
here with Ikena. Ikena, say hi.
Hello. Hi.
I think
Hello, everyone.
they can even hear even regardless
Without
of
the mic.
who is calling me. Press car. But let me put my phone on airplane mode because so yeah, so today last week I put up a question sticker on my Instagram asking what kind of content I should create next for my vlog, and someone, I mean, I got a lot of familiar video requests. People were asking for a mukbang, never have I ever, show or drink, spicy noodles challenge. I feel like these are like regular things that people always do on YouTube. So there was a unique question asked by D3S Watts, Desola, and the question was how. The question rather is how you successfully moved out of your parents' house and still surviving in Lagos. So attach a I'll attach the sticker question right after, like maybe now, somewhere here. And yeah, so I think I would go first. And myself and Ikenna, we live solely independent, if that's the right English,
Yeah,
in
correct.
Lagos. And we've been living by ourselves since I think 2019. And
So 2018 here.
2018,
Yeah.
Obadia was 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I was living alone
Are
now.
you considering like school hostels?
That was okay. Let's
Okay.
even if it's school
Okay.
hostel,
Let's say 2019.
2018 we're still in. I was still in school hostel. We were still in school hostel in 2018. 2019 it was hostel, but it was more like private. So it's like basically
Mm,
living outside
of
school
school. Yeah.
environments, but I mean it's still for school purpose. Then 2020 officially, like we now moved into like a proper
Yeah.
um bachelor
Ish.
ish apartment. So for me, how my story started was, like he said, from school 2019. I was staying in school hostel in Unilag, and um, I had to, what's the word now? I had to I didn't get hostel like normally, like even like you know that you have to ballot every year to get hostel. So that year I didn't get hostel, and my father was insisting that, oh, I must stay in school hostel. I must, and I was like, I don't really
Really?
have to if I can afford to like stay outside school. So I had to like hustle by my own self to I hustled him, and then with my own added funds as well. So it's like a place outside school, and I got a place with my friend Ikenna because we were staying together in school, and when I decided to move outside of school, we had to move together. So that was what happened, and I think that applies to you as well. And that's the same way we started
Yeah,
staying
yeah, yeah.
um,
Basically.
solely outside. So we from at first we're staying in around Akoka, and after that we moved to Ikena moved to
Surulere.
Surulere.
I had to.
Yeah.
I think at the time I got admission into medical school, so I had to go to school in Lut. So I needed to be closer to Lut, and I didn't want to stay around Lut because it was very
It was very ghetto.
yes, something very very much that. So I
Trenches.
wanted to stay close to school, but then not close to school. So I started staying in Surulere. I think that was in 2019 now.
That was 2020.
20 yes, 20, January, yes, 2020. And funny enough, I got scammed. That house was a scam. The first
Like
house.
Lagos houses.
The
Oh.
agent literally scammed me. He gave me, it wasn't, I in fact the landlord did not know that I was even in the house. The money was paid to a tenant that paid to another tenant in the house. So it was just crazy.
I think
That
Ikena did not say the story well.
yes,
Let
it's
me
a
give
long
you a
story.
proper story. So apparently, um, like normally like when you want to get an apartment, there's some houses they'll put like Savet Emptor, which means like buyer beware of this house. Most landlords or most people that have properties that have sense puts it up. But this property apparently did not have a Savet Emptor sign. So apparently Ikena took a house that was under court, um under court battle, and um someone that was living in the house, I think um the what was the agent?
She was she was she was
She
scammed by
by
the
a
agent and another
and
tenant.
a tenant,
So
so
she
she
wanted to get her money
money
back.
back.
So she brought in me and somebody else, and then we paid the money to her. And she and the agent
Agents,
shared the money.
and then she
Mhm.
when it so they brought a sign because people like apparently the people that own the property finally found out that people were
Yeah.
staying there.
And I just came back from school one
So
day, and I just got to my gate and I saw like a court order on the gate, and it says like everybody in this house needs to leave here before the end of March, or they will throw like our stuff outside. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I was so shocked. I was so confused.
and the girl already had plans to move
She
out
had
from that
already gotten a
property.
place. She already had it.
She already like so she was and they were like still just normal gist though.
Hmm.
Like even when they found out that this girl had actually scammed them, she
Hmm.
didn't even know they had found out. So she was still
Yeah.
acting like a normal, nice
Yeah.
neighbor. Meanwhile, she was the devil
Literally.
himself. She was the devil himself, and it was just so chaotic
Literally.
and funny. So like that one happened in 2020, and
But like, I
um
guess it's just one of those things that happen when like you're just starting out, like it's
yeah,
like something
I don't
new.
even think it happens when you're starting out. Even up till now,
It's
getting a house in Lagos
mhm.
is a struggle. Just like you have
Yeah.
to put your mind to it,
Mhm.
regardless your age, regardless maybe accept. And the thing about finding a house in Lagos is that you probably would have the money to get a very nice place, but
Mhm.
you wouldn't stay a very nice place.
To
And then when
get
you now say, ah, let me just spend some of the money from this rent that I already let down for this house, then you will now find a place that you actually like,
yeah, for
but
that
then you don't
amount,
have the
you don't have the
money to now pay for
money.
it. So it's like just an agent to take you to places where you just be wondering like, oh my god. Like I remember when I was looking for a house in I think 2020. Yeah, that's when I moved to Wakanda. I was looking for a house in 2020 August, and somebody an agent took me to a house that was not motorable, and beside the house was a dumpster. Like I don't know if I don't even have to even explain. First of all, the house was not completed, and then beside the house was a dumpster. So I was like thinking like why did you bring me here? Because first of all, the house is not even okay. Let's say you would have finished the house because that's what they mostly always
They
say.
always lie.
But why is there a dumpster beside the house? And why is it smelly? So I will be living. It's not about it being smelly. There'll be mosquitoes definitely in such an environment. So I'm the
It's
one
not
that will
even
be treating
healthy
malaria
to.
every. I will pay for house
Yeah.
rent. Then I will now see treat malaria on top. I was like, hell no. Then I actually moved to like a serviced um room self in 2020. I Man, cannot stop staying together, and then I moved to like a service room self, still around school because I cannot moved to Lutz, and I was still like in uni like main campus, so I had to get like my own service, my own place. So I got like a service self con, and that was like I think that was like the best experience I've ever had living by myself in Lagos because I didn't have to bother about water or lights or I mean I could if I wanted to go out now I wouldn't bother is my phone about to die or can I iron to go out or can I cook or can I wash or can I have a bath or like it was water was always running, there was always the lights, and it was a full service apartment, had air conditioning, had a very like nice veranda, had greenery. It was despite the fact that because I mean everywhere in Lagos there's always a comma. The Service apartments had like I think it had like two. When I say two units, like it was they had like two separate buildings. One was they were built at the same time. One was fully standing, but the other one was was one side. So I mean that was the comment about that one. But I mean the one that was already like what's the word now was slopey. There was nobody living there. So like that was I think that was like their loss for the development. So
Yeah.
there was nobody occupying that building. So yeah, and then after 2020, um, I moved again, and Ikena moved again. Ikena moved still
Because I
around
moved, I
school.
moved. I didn't move because I wanted to move actually, because I really liked that place and like the
Yeah.
area and all of that. But when I saw that thing that the court put on the gate, I said, "Omo, let me not be here one day, and then they'll come and
That really.
carry me
And
and
you know
my
the funny
things
thing, Ikena actually
from
moved
there.
from that house and left me there. So every day I got back there, I was always praying that God,
They
he should
should
not
not
come and
come
catch me,
today."
or he should not come and catch me, because me, it's not me that paid for the rent, so they should not come
Yeah. So
and it was
wow.
just crazy.
So I left there, and after leaving there, I found somewhere at the time. Okay, this is what happened. They were supposed to come in
Strange
Macho
though.
to ask us to leave, but then Corona happened.
Yeah.
So I think they couldn't even come like until like July. No, I left in July actually. So I think they now sent another message that they were going to come in August. So me, I left in July. Yes.
So
And
and
then I moved to Chief Natufe, yes, Sulere, another place again in
another disaster
Sulere.
because this was it was giving desperate
Yes, it
housewives.
was giving desperate housewives. The
not
house
not
was
not real
good
housewives,
though.
so don't get me wrong, not real housewives. So it was giving desperate. I mean, like rich people
Housewives.
that don't mind their business. I wonder why. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like it baffles me whenever I see people that have money
Hmm.
and still have problem. Because if you have money, why are you focusing on other people's like issue or like businesses? Like focus on your like how Chema would say, focus on your focus. Focus on your
Hmm.
focus. Like why are you focusing on other people's if I'm doing crayon things, literally, like focus on your focus. Like what's it? And you cannot have to move again from that place because I think
It was small
it was
actually. It was
small and
small.
the whole drama happening
There
around.
was a lot of drama that happened in that house. The tenants were not welcoming at all. They did not like a single person living in the, because it was like a mini estate in Sulere, and each of them, they all like own the building. So I was staying in like the BQ for one of the buildings. My landlord was a very
Very
great man, a
chilled
very
man.
chilled man.
He had a very nice what was the name? Mr. Fernandez or what?
Gonzalo.
Gonzalo.
He's a prof. He was actually a prof in the
Like
UK, so he was even barely around. The house was my own,
had a
and
very
he was really chill. But every other person there in that house, they were sent from hell. So
and
it
then
was
my own story after I moved again from my God God
sent.
God sent service department. After then I had to move to
Bolat.
Bola. God, that like funny thing is that I didn't even stay there up to like 12 months.
Twelve
I
months.
stayed there I stayed there like for about like 10 months. Then I now I moved to Ikena because I'm like I was actually like the truth about it was that I was scared that I could just be in my house one day and then the building will collapse on me. Like that was my fear because like I was living on the first floor. This building was 4 stories. They had the ground floor, first, second floor, then third floor. I was living in the first floor and my roof was leaking. My roof was leaking on the first floor. I could not understand how. I mean, if I was living at the topmost floor and then they said, "Oh, the roof maybe when rain falls, rain doesn't like rain would not fall," and I would still have roof leakages. My walls were damp. My house was smelling damp. I couldn't even like bring people over really um or even like stay
Maybe
there
utilize the
like
place.
it was just basically like oh I just like made the inside so fine enough that oh if I take pictures it would
They will
look
come
very
out great.
comfortable, but in my head I was like I was counting when I was actually going to live there, and I I wish I knew or made like my researches before I actually paid for the place. But I mean, with Lagos, I think one problem also that we that actually move, like I don't think it's even about us. Like most people in Lagos, like they don't really take their time to move. Like they wait till like their rent expire before they start looking for like, or maybe like 2 months or a month before their rent expire before they start looking for a place. And I think I would advise that um if you're living for a place for about 5 months, I'm sure you would know whether or not you'd be there for longer than a year. So if you're not the type that has a property where you had paid for like 2 years arrears, and you're already know that okay, once this 5 months or once this 1 year elapses, I'm actually going to move from this place. I would advise that at least 4 months, because you need a very substantial amount of time to actually look
Yeah.
for a place in Lagos
And verify
and
everything.
verify at least
It's
what's
even that light issue. You have to
like
verify
light
if you have
issue,
like
flooding
water,
issue, water,
damp
and it's
houses.
best to actually look for houses in Lagos during the rainy season
Yeah,
so that you
season.
know okay, because some houses you go there during dry season, everywhere will look dry,
Mhm.
but when it just rains a little,
Woof,
it
everything.
comes in
The cat
pouring
is out of
down.
the
It
bag.
comes in pouring
Cat just
down.
comes out of the bag.
So and currently now I and Nikina stay together at
Mhm.
his place because after I moved from that place, I just couldn't. And Nikina's rent was to expire,
Mhm.
so I was like, let's just stay together, and then when your rent expires, just like I can get a very more convenient, because like we always used to like stay in self cons and all that, but now we're thinking of some a bigger space because now
Yeah.
we're actually like
No,
grown
like
up adults,
adults,
and then we need like our
space.
space and all that. So
Mhm.
we're looking forward to that. And I mean, it's not easy, but I mean, we have to do it
Mhm.
because I have, I mean, not sound like the prodigal son, but I have this feeling that once you leave your family, or once you've migrated from home, it's just best that you look for every means and way to survive outside and never go back home the way you even if you're even going back home,
To visit.
like to visit or not going back
Yeah.
home how you left, you have to go back
Yeah.
better, and not for like going to stay. And I think it was more convenient for myself and Ikena because we had our business at hand, so we had like
Yeah.
an income coming in. So before you actually think of leaving your family place or having your own space, I think it's best to um have income and have like something that
You're
you can always fall
doing,
back to, or you're
yes.
doing. I don't, whether
Yeah.
it's income or anything that is just bringing money,
Bringing money. Yeah.
you have to do it, and then always have it in mind that you have to survive, because living in Lagos
Not for the weak.
is not for the weak. It's not for the
Not
weak
for
at
the weak.
all. And
Bills to pay. You have to meet up with so many things. You have to live your life. You have to go out. You have to pay bills. You have to
when
eat.
things spoil, like generator
You have
spoils,
to
or
fix it.
your like you have to fix everything, your lighting
And
is
then when
bad.
there's fuel scarcity, you have to look for fuel because
You have to look for fuel,
you're not
because
going to
normally
sleep
at
in the
home, like
dark.
you can like decide not to like bother about looking for fuel
Somebody
because
else will do
somebody
it
else
in
will
the
do it
house
for
now.
you.
It's your
But once
house.
it's your house, and I think it just puts you at a more responsible state of mind.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, now I have a responsibility, and I actually have to fulfill this. If not,
This.
I would be inconveniencing myself. Actually, go out of your way to look for how you can um, make yourself feel very much at home in your
Yeah,
own
in your own
space.
space. Yes.
So I think that's it for how we survive in Lagos and how we survive live by ourselves. Have
Basically,
your
yeah,
income, and
income.
always know your limits,
Yeah.
and always do your research about
In
houses,
time and
because
start and like you whatever you want to do in Lagos, you start doing it like in time. You don't just do it during the last minute because so many things could go wrong. Like a lot of things could go wrong. So when you want to do stuff like that, you have to start before you actually need that thing. Because trust me, when you even need this, you may still not have even gotten what you want.
as a
But you would have known what you don't want.
yeah.
Yeah, you could have been able to crush out some things and all. But then yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope it was quite informative.